Here's what you missed on Phathead and Cande in the morning. Weekdays 6 to 10 a.m. on My Country 96.1.
My Country 96.1 Phathead, Cande Roth. We are looking at a much better day today. A lighter wind. Boy, was yesterday just crazy with that? Nuts.
Went out, took her for a walk, Tilly. It was so windy. We both looked at each other like, let's go back home. I mean, it was At one point, I thought this one's going to pick her up and she's going to just float in the air. I mean, it was nuts.
Yeah, there was enough wind yesterday that a light dog might have flown away. It's possible.
I'm telling you, it was crazy, especially walking into the wind. Oh, Lord.
Yeah, well, it's always good with the wind to your back, sure.
Yeah,
Why
well,
not?
then I thought, I think I could fly. Is Tilly flying? Yeah, it was nuts.
Yeah, today much better. It'll be about 58 or so with sunshine tomorrow. About the same, maybe 54, 55 tomorrow, mix of sun and clouds, but looking pretty good, lighter wind. And how was your night besides the wind? How was your
Well, we
night
had a
yesterday?
classic dinner that I've been craving for a while. Tomato soup and grilled cheese sandwiches.
You know, so we discussed that last week because
We did.
they were doing right. There was a soup coming out that tasted like grilled cheese, and you said, no, I need the real grilled cheese.
Exactly. Dunking it into the soup. It's as good as ever.
So I would assume that you're making the grilled cheese the correct way on with the pan and the butter and the whole thing.
Well, we do the Martha Stewart way. Instead of using butter, you use mayonnaise. And you being a mayonnaise lover, I'm surprised you didn't know that.
Oh my! Well, I don't make. I love grilled cheese. If someone made me one, I would have
I
one.
woke up in the middle of the night and said I really shouldn't have eaten that cheese.
Yeah. I don't. I don't make grilled cheese, but boy, it sounds good the way you
It was
did it.
hit the spot,
Mm.
really. So simple, so good.
And the tomato soup is from where? What's that?
Well, it started as canned, and we added rice and other flavorings and whatever, a little milk, and it was really delicious.
Yeah,
Great
so
dinner.
that's like a meal. You put rice in soup. That's like a
Yeah,
meal right
it
there.
was so good. That's right.
Yeah.
That's
I mean,
rice.
I'm a tomato soup.
A
Snob.
purist?
No, yeah, purist. Snob's the wrong word. Purist probably better. I don't want anything in it. Just the tomato soup. I don't want the rice. I have no problem dunking the grilled cheese in it, but
Mm.
putting the rice in it kind of changes the whole consistency a little bit.
Well, you don't put a whole lot, but no, it was really good. But you could have it with or without. That's fine with me.
Croutons. You ever put croutons in your?
Oh, yes. Oh.
Mm.
You could make grilled cheese croutons. Ina Garten has done that, the Barefoot Contessa.
Look at you watch a lot of cooking on television.
I have. And Brian says, you watch all these cooking shows, and yet you don't cook any of the recipes, and I'm not even really sure you know how.
He's calling you out, I see.
He totally is.
Come on, Brian. Wow. Well, good. I'm glad you had a good night and all was well. We had what did we have yesterday? We kind of everybody sort of had leftovers from the night before. We had the chicken and broccoli. We had pasta, some penne, whatever.
Well, you had a guest who's now with you for a while. You would think you would have done up a little special dinner over there.
No, we had plenty of great food from the night before. We had, my niece Brittany is staying with us to finish up some schooling, some stuff that she's doing for her speech pathology. She's got like a working situation that she's going to like 4 days a week, which is great. And no, we had leftovers. She actually had eaten before she came over. She spent most of the time fixing up her area with the room and everything, and
Right.
putting everything away, whatever was going on. And then it was back to business. I had Leah and I left for tennis at about 6:30 in the evening.
Wow.
And yeah, and everybody was doing their thing. I came home a little after 9 and caught Abigail and Brittany watching Grey's Anatomy on the couch.
Oh,
And
that's cute.
yeah, and away we go. Here we are on
Day one. Let's see how long she lasts.
day one of the experiment, as we'll call it. Yeah. So I did have something interesting yesterday, Candy.
Oh, this
Yeah,
is new.
which we have not discussed, but primarily because I just didn't want to get all the texts from my family, and I
Oh,
didn't want to be nervous about it. But as you know, I've had a bad back for quite some time, and I've noticed over the last 6 to 8 months when I have like a lot of activity, a lot of standing, a lot of being
sitting.
active. Right? No, no, no. If I'm on my feet, like if we go away and I'm walking a lot and I'm putting in 10,000 steps, I have severe pain in my lower right abdomen, like groin area. Um,
Oh,
Almost feels like it could be a hernia.
oh.
Yeah, so I got the
But you
script.
don't see anything.
No, so yesterday I had my CT scan
Oh,
for this hernia. So we don't know. We'll get the results back. My mother says, it could be your back radiating through the front, which she was diagnosed with many years ago.
oh, and that could happen to a lot of women who are pregnant. They're having a lot
Mm,
of back pain because of what's going on in the front.
yeah.
Um, well, I hope it's nothing serious. I've never personally experienced anything with a hernia, but I thought sometimes you can see them.
Yeah, well, supposedly you can feel them well, that's why I got a CT scan. They're, going to see if they can see it.
Oh,
Um,
I thought you.
no, I can't. I don't know. I guess you can. Maybe it pokes out. I don't know. How does it work?
I have no idea. This is something I heard. I've never dealt with anything hernia
When
related.
I've been told many times by my mother that when I was one, I had double hernia surgery.
Oh my, that's scary.
Yeah, both sides. That's the big thing when I was a kid. I was 1 year
At
old.
one, oh, that is frightening.
Yeah, so we'll see what it is. I had to do, um, you have to drink contrast an hour and a half before. Then you get there, they put the IV in you, they do more contrast, and then, I mean, you've had a CT scan. I'm sure it's no big deal. I've had many. It takes about 3 minutes. You go in, you hold your breath, you come out, and that's
Which
that.
is different than an MRI.
Oh, listen, first of all, you're going to love this. The young lady, I don't know her name, and she was young. She looked like in her 20s, right? The young lady who put the IV in so they could take blood. They take like a little sample of blood, and then they use the IV for the iodine for the contrast, right? So she said, I'm sitting there. She's going to put the IV in. She goes, "How do you do with needles?" And I said, "Well, it depends. Depends on the day." She
Depends
goes,
on the technician, thank
"Yeah."
you.
She says, "Why don't we go lay down on the CT scan? I'll do it there." So I said,
I
"Okay."
think that's wise.
So she knew me right away, as I was very hesitant. So, yeah, she did that,
So
and
she got the vein, everything was fine. I
everything.
was having a
Yeah.
CAT scan contrast years ago. And
Hmm.
I have terrible veins. And the vein broke away and the dye that they were putting in got released into
Oh,
my hand, because at the time they
oh,
had put it into my hand,
yeah.
swelled up like a baseball
Oh my
catcher's
God.
mitt. Yes, I had a catcher's mitt on my left side. I just watched it blow up.
I
There
would have
was nothing
passed
they
out.
could do.
I would have passed out. I would have, if, oh my God. No, that's
Yeah,
a
there was
nightmare.
nothing you could do. What are you
Mm.
gonna do? I had to. It was scary. Not gonna lie.
Yeah, would have absolutely passed out. But to your point, the CT scan, the MRI. Here's the deal: the CT scan. I've had many. It's easy. It's open. It's not a big deal. It takes 3 minutes. It's really not a big deal. The MRI. I cannot go in the MRI tube if I'm not getting an open MRI. I'm not getting an MRI.
Wow,
Yeah.
you are a handful.
That's it. You're gonna have to knock me out if you want to put me in that tube.
Well,
As a matter of fact, I think I told you this like 20 years ago. I made the mistake of booking a regular MRI. They give you a little thing to squeeze. It's like a security thing, like a panic button. And they got me halfway in, and I was squeezing. That was it. I didn't stay for it. I left out the door.
goodness.
Yeah, brutal.
A lot of
So,
issues going on.
so
Well,
we'll see.
I wish the very best for you and your hernia. May you
That
live a long, happy life.
we will see if it is a hernia. We'll let you know. All right, we got plenty to do. 7:30. Special song 8:12, right around there. Your next Bald and the Beautiful Entertainment. Plenty of stories for you, including what teens will admit to, and this may shock you. This is a good thing, actually. Teens admitting to a certain thing, which I think shows that, they know themselves. I'm going to tell you a new rule about Airbnbs. If you are a person that rents Airbnbs, there is something you have to comply with by the end of April.
Oh, I do want to hear that because I'm thinking of doing that this summer.
All right, we will get to all that. National Days, good news stories. Looks like a good day, up to about 58 and sunshine. Let's hit the roads. My Country 96.1.
Phathead and Cande in the morning, weekdays 6 to 10 a.m. on My Country 96.1.